Ted Lindsay made the hockey world a better place. He made the world a better place. In 2010, the NHL Players Association renamed its MVP trophy the Ted Lindsay Award because he was an original driving force to give the players a voice. An 8-time first-team All-Star, he won 4 Stanley Cups in Detroit. Ted Lindsay continued his time in our community by helping families with autistic children. Far from a giant in stature, Ted Lindsay lived 93 years, and he lived with a giant heart. Ted Lindsay's measurements wouldn't suggest he was a prime candidate to become a great hockey player. He was 5'8" and weighed 165 pounds. Yet his nickname was Terrible Ted. 5'8", and the entire league feared him. That's some incredible will. That same will helped him lead the Red Wings to 4 Stanley Cup championships in the 1950s and produce countless memories along Sid Abel and Gordie Howe. Lindsay, one of the smaller players in the league, fought anyone, but fought for everyone. He criticized ownership and backed the players, creating a rift with the Red Wings that led them to trade him, only to bring him back. Maybe the best Ted Lindsay story that encapsulates his time on the ice came in 1956. During the playoffs, a Toronto man called newspapers threatening to shoot Lindsay and Howe at the game. With security on high alert, the game proceeded, and the Maple Leafs took a 4-2 lead. Howe scored to make it 4-3, and Lindsay tied it. Then in overtime, Ted Lindsay scored the game-winning goal and celebrated with his stick, propped as a gun.
I just took my stick and took it like a machine gun and just one standing in center ice, and I just went around the ice. It was one of those spontaneous moments of life.
A fan favorite in Detroit, he returned as GM and head coach during one of the tougher times in franchise history. When his tenure wrapped, he didn't go anywhere. Much like his lifelong friend Gordie Howe, Lindsay made Detroit his home. He and his wife Joanne put their roots down, calling this city their own for 70 years. When he was done with hockey, Lindsay's legacy of fighting continued.
Mr. Lindsay's the type of man, he makes you want to be a better man. And he's just a special guy.
His next chapter involved giving comfort and opportunity to families with autistic children. Lindsay raised and donated over $3.5 million to help autistic children.
Dad's a Red Wing, totally 100% Red Wing.
Ever present at Joe Louis Arena, he watched the Red Wings return to glory, all while they kept a locker stall for him in his honor. And that statue stands at Little Caesars Arena. We are so lucky in this town to have so many legends come through our sports teams here. Gordie Howe, his buddy, Ted Lindsay, 2 of them linked forever here. Everybody's got a Gordie Howe story. That was what we said in 2016 when we lost number 9. As we lose number 7, the sentiment remains true. Everybody's got a Ted Lindsay story. From the greats like Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid in today's game who win his award and have accepted it from his hands at the NHL Awards in June in the past few years, to the people around this town that maybe met him at an autograph signing, or one of my favorite memories, watching Joe Koster's softball game. Absolutely devastated by rain, and Ted Lindsay stood for 2 hours and signed autographs for everybody who wanted one.